In an exclusive investigation by this program, we warned you about the war on standards underway at the FAA. In the name of diversity, federal officials devalued a skills-based test for hiring, oh no big deal, air traffic controllers, and instead implemented a biographical questionnaire whose purpose was not hiring skilled controllers. In fact, the more skills you had, the fewer points you got, perversely. But instead, the point was ensuring the hiring of people who were of the right race. It was insane, of course, dangerous, yes, and it sparked a major reaction. Now the Department of Transportation says it is ready to revise those policies in the name of public safety. Stephen Bradbury is the General Counsel of the Department of Transportation, and he joins us tonight. Mr. Bradbury, thanks for coming on.
Well, thanks for having me on, Tucker.
So it was a pretty simple story, and I think the fix is pretty simple. Can you assure our viewers that air traffic controllers will be hired solely on the basis of relevant criteria? In other words, how good they are at air traffic controlling, and not on the basis of irrelevant criteria like their appearance?
That's right. We're making a change to no longer use that biographical assessment that the FAA has used since 2014 and that you featured on your show. I will point out that the version you focused on with the questions that you highlighted, which I agree are counterintuitive at best, was used for 1 year.
Yeah.
For 1 year in 2014. Changes were made, and a new assessment was used after 2014 with different questions, and it didn't have those questions that you had focused on. Nevertheless, in 2016, Congress prohibited the FAA from using the biographical assessment to screen applicants, more than half the applicants, for entry-level positions as trainees for air traffic control.
Okay, but hold on. Before we get, so hold on, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. You're getting the weeds here a bit, and I think it's sort of a red herring. The question is not whether or not a biographical questionnaire is used. The question is solely, is the hiring done exclusively on the basis of skills-based criteria, relevant criteria? Does a person's appearance, sexual orientation, parents' background, does that play any role in hiring at all? At all?
No,
because if it does, that's dangerous. No, at all.
It doesn't, and we agree with you that for hiring of trainees for the academy to be trained as air traffic controllers, you really should focus exclusively on aptitude, competence for being an excellent air traffic controller. And so we're clearing the decks, and what we're doing and what I'm announcing on your show tonight is that the FAA is no longer going to use the biographical assessment in any form, and instead is going to give all applicants for these entry-level positions the aptitude test, which is the air traffic skills assessment test, which just tests for aptitude for the characteristics of being an excellent air traffic controller. And that test is validated, Amen. It's been standardized, it's proctored test, and it's the same test that applicants take who are graduates of the Collegiate Training Initiative schools and who apply for the academy to be air traffic control trainees. And I think it's important, Tucker, to point out that what we're talking about is the incoming candidates for the academy, where they get trained like a boot camp for air traffic control duties. These are not people who are hired and put on the job in control towers to be air traffic controllers.
I understand.
They have to go through very rigorous training at the academy, and many of them wash out. Sometimes more than half wash out. It's rigorous. They also go through 2 to 3 years of on-the-job training as well before they can be certified as professional air traffic controllers. So I think that's important.
Look, the bottom line is, hold on, wait, I'm sorry. Before we did the segment, this was still going on. So, I mean, before you take too much credit, I'm glad you made the change, but this was still going on.
A change was made.
Until we shined a light on it.
Listen, I do give you an assist for helping us focus on this issue. And,
yeah, helping you focus on it. All right. Well, I'm glad you did. But I mean, I just want to be clear about that. I think you needed some light shine on it. So, Stephen, thank you very much. I will. Okay. Fortunately, we're out of time. Democratic mayoral candidate